Welcome to Power Women of the Trades podcast. This show is all about breaking barriers and changing the game. Our guests will feature some of today's most successful female entrepreneurs and other advocates of our industry as well. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, female-led entrepreneurship drives change on multiple levels. We want to empower women in the trade industry like you so you can maximize your potential, stay balanced, achieve long-term success, and claim ownership over your life. Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. It's Leslie and Cassie here with Power Women of the Trades podcast. And our guest today is Stephanie Fritz with Callzilla. Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, guys.
So I'm excited to talk to you, Stephanie, because Callzilla, I think, meets a need for a lot of people in our space because you are like an inbound, outbound call center.
Not just inbound, outbound as
outbound
well.
Also. And so I'm excited for you to tell us all about that because I know that that's a personal pain point in my business. I say that
And
like most of them because you don't like, how do you find someone? And we've personally always tried to just use like our people, but it gets to the point that it's too much.
You have to have a backup.
Yeah.
You have to have you just do.
You have to. So we have a pretty cool plan on how we do it now, but we still have that backup. And so anyways, welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
So what do you do for Callzilla? Tell us about that.
Yep. So I'm the Vice President of Business Development. So my job is to find us new business opportunities, new clients, network, go to events, meet potential partners that want our services that we can help. And then I, assist with the onboarding process, get them up to speed. And then I'm still a major point of contact for all the clients that I bring on.
So you said, that Callzilla currently or previously or both has always worked with much larger clients, but you guys kind of got into this niche of the trades. And so how has that evolved?
Yeah. So like you said, we're a contact center outsourcing partners. So traditionally, we've been in business for 18 years. So we work with a lot of different industries, whether it's retail clients, consumer packaged goods, e-commerce, healthcare. And then last year, I guess 2021, we have our website and we'll get some leads that come through on the website. That doesn't happen all the time. It's a lot of me out there, trying to network and meet people. But when they do come in, we reach out. How can we help you? We had a few HVAC companies come to our website and say, we need your help. And we're like, oh, this is an industry that we had not really tapped into, not because we didn't believe in it or think it was a great industry. We didn't know that they needed us. And we quickly started to onboard some of those guys. We brought them on and we were able to really help their business. So it just became like, okay, if we can do this for a few that have reached out to us, how do we get our name out there and start, letting those companies know that people like us exist? This is what we do. This is how we help. And, we've really found that a lot of the, HVAC and trades companies, they're missing a lot of the calls, and any missed call is a missed appointment, missed revenue for the company. So even at just baseline, we do a lot and we can talk about that. But even just having us to just make sure that every single call is answered and handled, first call resolution. We're not an answering service. So I've met some guys in the trades that say, well, we use an answering service, but that's more someone's answering, maybe taking a note and then sending it back to their team. So their team still has to do all the resolution, whether it's booking the appointment or following up with the technician, where we resolve all of it, assuming the client wants us to.
Okay. So
that's interesting.
So down to dispatching to the technician?
Yeah. So one of our clients, they use Service Titan. So they give us licenses. Our agents are in their system, notating everything, scheduling the appointment. And then they do outbound calls for this specific client to the technician to relay information. So it's really every single program's customized a little different based on, what you guys or what the company or the client needs. If they say, no, we just want you to take the calls, enter the information and stop there, fine. If you want us to follow through and, the next day follow up and even ask, how was your service? These are all things that we can do.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
So like the happy call and everything. That is like a beginning to end solution. So what other things, I know you mentioned some other things that you guys do at Callzilla. What are some of those other things?
Yep. So obviously we handle all the voice, inbound, outbound, live chat. So we can,
I was just about to ask about that. If you had a chat bot, or is it live?
We have our own chat bot that we can put on anybody's website. We build it for you guys with the client. It's fully customizable on the front end. So it looks like your brand. It's on your site, created so that it's brand specific. And then it's built out on the back end also to be, the chat bot is automation. So we build it to ask the right questions, to be able to give the right answers. And it's a self-learning chat bot. So it's kind of learning along the way and reporting back to us. We're getting asked this question a lot. We need to get an automated response for this.
Is it AI?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And then from there, if the chat bot can't handle it, or if the person just keeps saying, send me to if they get the sense it's a chat bot, sometimes they'll want to be sent over to a live agent, then it just transfers seamlessly to an actual live agent who can chat. And then if they still can't resolve it, we can transfer the chat to a phone agent.
Can you book an appointment from the chatbot?
I think it would depend on the different tools, what systems are being used to book it, but probably, yeah, we would likely just get both of our IT teams or our IT team to work with the owner or whoever to try to, how do we integrate it and configure it? But I would say yes.
That's cool.
We also do social media monitoring for clients where we're monitoring their social pages, doing the responses, whether it's public responses or private DMs, email. So some companies, still have a lot of emails coming in from customers. We can handle email.
Wow. So really
I'm like writing all the things down that I don't like to do.
Yeah, right. Because I know that
I would love someone to go through my 25,313 email messages.
Yeah, that would be great. My email box is a hot mess.
I wouldn't do that to
So
anyone.
it sounds like every customer that you guys have is on a customizable package. Because my immediate question is okay, so are you guys a pay per minute? Because that's how most are. But it looks like you guys are just a big customizable, really whatever.
Our pricing model, so it's based on dedicated agents. So every client that we onboard has agents that are purely dedicated to that account. We don't do shared agents. A lot of companies do that. We don't believe in that model. We want the agent to basically be an extension of your brand. We ideally want them wearing your t-shirts, drinking out of your coffee mug, feeling like they're really part of your brand. And it's all about the client, involving them, training, teaching them, but they're dedicated to your accounts. So the payment or the pricing model is hours worked by the agent. So you have an hourly rate that you're paying for all the production hours worked.
Interesting.
Okay. So, and then
this is a really unique model for what you guys are offering compared to what's currently out there.
And then
it's almost an extension of your team.
It is. And then if I'm not mistaken, the staff is in Colombia or South Africa.
Exactly.
And so they do speak English.
Yeah.
And there's no because sometimes I think that's a worry for there's no language barrier there. And then but because of the time zones, I would imagine that works with a lot of people too, because their time zone is different than ours, right? So it works as far as those after hours.
Well, it's almost it's not a call or answering service at all. It's almost an assistant service.
Exactly. It's a we're really a customer experience support partner. So we're there to support your full customer experience, beginning to end, to ultimately, help the brand. We want to be able, we also provide you guys with any process improvement areas we see along the way. We have weekly and monthly meetings. If our leaders and our agents are seeing things and saying maybe we could do this a little different and be able to help the business, we also want to provide those insights. So we're not just taking the call, giving you one report. It's you have a full team behind it. We have quality analysts, speech analytics tools, which we can talk about, but you have training teams, supervisors, operations managers, myself. So you really have this full support of people that only deal with customer experience. So that kind of frees you guys up. You don't have to worry about that part. You have a partner managing it from beginning to end.
I'm really intrigued about that for my own business because
me too.
Specifically, I'm pretty hardcore about my customer experience. And this is why my team we have part-time employees that work in the evenings, but they still need help. But because I am so specific on what that experience should look like, and you can never get that same experience from someone somewhere else. Like, it's just really hard, especially if they're answering 1 minute for quality and the next minute for champion.
So when you get a dedicated agent, that person could be fulfilling any one of these roles that you described, such as like a happy call or social media monitoring, or, one really big one for us is someone monitoring my Google profiles and LSAs when someone sends in a request at 10 o'clock at night, and all those come to me because I control all of our marketing and I don't let anyone into my Google. And if I don't respond right away, that affects my responsiveness. But I have not found an auto solution to that because I don't want to send that to my call center manager. I don't want her to have to worry about something at 10 o'clock at night on her phone.
Yeah, it's really all about training. So as long as, the brand and the team fully trains the agent or agents on all the different channels, on all the different tasks, if they have all the tools they need, then they can be answering the phone as calls come in. If it's not back-to-back call volume, then in between you have those tasks outlined. You need to be reviewing these platforms, answering these emails that are coming in. It's also volume dependent. So if you're having tons of volume, you may need 2 or 3 people to be able to handle all that. So we have a workforce management team that monitors the volume and shares and says, we're going to miss calls if we don't have enough people to cover these hours based on the volume coming in. So, kind of analyzing the volume and training are the 2 pieces that go together to make sure that, your agents can support and handle all of that.
And you can set it up as, say I was interested in this and I wanted to say, hey, I want to allocate 25 hours this week to this person. And I want to do it between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. the next day or whatever. Is that you get to control the hours of the day that this person is on the clock or whatever?
Yeah. So typically we want to give them schedules like 2 weeks in advance and make sure, sometimes you'll hire people that can only work certain shifts. So we'd want to, work on that at the beginning to have some sort of idea of what the hours will look like, just so we can make sure that they're able to work them. But yeah, absolutely. And we can, you guys have peak seasons too. It could be that you don't need as long of hours during these months, but when summer hits, we need to extend hours or maybe add another resource or 2. Absolutely. So every account has a client success advocate. That's like your day-to-day point of contact that's assigned to you. So you guys will be talking all the time and sharing that. Busy season's coming up. We're going to have to start thinking about how we're going to handle that. And then, over time, we're working on the game plan.
This has been Power Women of the Trades. Like what you hear so far? Leave us a review at Apple. And make sure to listen to our other episodes wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.